Welcome once again, gentle folks, to another video for your La Liga betting tips and predictions. I hope you're having a wonderful game week so far and you're winning. This week we're going to start Matchday 14 on Tuesday. So it's Tuesday all the way to Thursday, and we're going to jump straight into it, and we're going to start with Elche versus Girona. Alright, so for Elche versus Girona, this game I'm expecting Elche to win. Both teams scoring, I would say no, both teams will not score. In terms of a combination bet, I will go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to take Elche to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Elche to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Elche versus Girona, I'm expecting Elche to win this game. Both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying Elche to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Elche to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for Elche versus Girona. Now we're going to move on down to Atletico Bilbao versus Real Valladolid. And for this game, I'm expecting Bilbao to win, take care of business. I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Either to win, both to score, correct score. And in terms of a correct score line here, I'm going to go with Bilbao, no, not Bilbao, Atletico Bilbao to win this one. 2-1. Alright, so in terms of a handicap system, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take a draw based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so Bilbao to win by a goal, but we're going to take a draw. Alright, based on the predicted scoreline. So recapping predictions for Atletico Bilbao versus Real Valladolid. I'm expecting Bilbao to win. I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a handicap system, not a handicap system, in terms of a combination bet, we go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Athletic Bilbao. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take a draw based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so those are my predictions for Athletic Bilbao versus Real Valladolid. Now our next game is Osasuna versus Barcelona. Barcelona, they have been poor. They're just managing to eke out wins, and so they're just dragging along. Maybe after the World Cup they're a little bit better, but maybe that is because it's a quick turnaround to the World Cup, quick turnaround after the World Cup, so it's going to be stressing, pressuring on the players, and so therefore this might affect the outcome of a number of games in some way or the other. Alright, but for this game, Osasuna versus Barcelona, I'm going to take Barcelona to win here, but I think it's going to be close. Osasuna and both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to say here Barcelona win this one 2-1. Otherwise, I think 3-1, but it's going to be close. And in terms of a combination bet, I'm going to go ahead, and based on the firepower that Barcelona has here, I'm tempted to take them to win by a goal, but we don't know as yet, so I'm going to take them to win by a goal though, yeah. So recapping predictions for Osasuna versus Barcelona, I'm expecting Barcelona to win. I expect both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Barcelona. Otherwise, I think it could be 3-1 or maybe 2-0 in favor of Barcelona again. And in terms of a handicap system bet, now I'll go ahead and take Barcelona to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for Osasuna versus Barcelona. Now we're going to move on to our next game, and the next game is Almeria versus Getafe. And for Almeria versus Getafe, Almeria lost their last game, Getafe drew their last game. And for this game now, I'm going to take Almeria to win this one, but they're going to have to watch out for Getafe. The both teams to score, and I think it's going to be a close one. They might end in a draw as well. So in terms of combination, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Almeria, and based on my predicted scoreline, Almeria to win by a goal, I'm going to take a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions for Almeria versus Getafe, I'm expecting Almeria to win. Expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Almeria. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take a draw. Alright, based on my predicted scoreline. So those are my predictions for Almeria versus Getafe. And now we move along from that game onto this game, Sevilla versus Real Sociedad. Sevilla having a poor season so far themselves, along with Villarreal, both having a poor season. Both coaches of these teams have moved on to the Premiership. One now coaching at Wolverhampton and the other coaching at Aston Villa. So speaking of Aston Villa, they had a convincing 3-1 victory over Manchester United earlier today, and so that would be good for them, a good start for Unai Emery and Aston Villa fans. Alright, so moving back into this game now, Sevilla versus Real Sociedad. For this game, I'm expecting here Real Sociedad to win. Otherwise, I think this one is going to end in a draw. Both teams to score. In terms of Real Sociedad to win, both teams to score. In terms of combination bet, I'll go with either to win, both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm going to say here Real Sociedad to win this one 3-1. Otherwise, I think it's 2-1. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Real Sociedad to win by a goal. I'm going to take a draw here. Alright. So recapping predictions for Real Sociedad versus Sevilla. I'm expecting Real Sociedad to win, expecting both teams to score as well. Sevilla, Real Sociedad to win and both to score. In terms of a combination bet, that is if you want to take that one is. And also in terms of my predicted scoreline, I'm saying 3-1 here in favor of Real Sociedad. Yes, I'm saying 3-1 here in favor of Real Sociedad. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Real Sociedad to win this one by a goal. Alright, now by a goal, but I'm going to take a draw on that system. Alright, sorry about that. So those are my predictions for the Sevilla versus Real Sociedad. Also, folks, ensure that you're taking a note as well. And meanwhile you're there, ensure that you subscribe to my channel. And then whenever you subscribe, ensure that you click notification bell as well. Thank you for watching and thank you for the support. And now we'll move on to our next game. And our next game is Espanyol versus Villarreal. And for the Espanyol versus Villarreal, I think this one is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm going to take this one to be a draw. And in terms of, I'm going to have both teams scoring as well. In terms of predicted scoreline, I have 1-1 here. So in terms of another combination bet, if you want to do another combination bet, I'll go with a draw on under 4.5. Alright. So recapping predictions for Espanyol versus Villarreal, I'm expecting a draw here, expecting both teams to score. In terms of scoreline, I'm saying 1-1. And in terms of a combination bet, I'll go ahead and take a draw on under 4.5 goals in total for this game. Alright. So moving on to our next game, and our next game is Mallorca versus Atletico Madrid. And Mallorca versus Atletico Madrid, this game is going to be an interesting one. Atletico Madrid seems to be falling off at the wrong point, and so it's poor, but I'm going to go with them because based on the players that they have and what they're capable of doing, and they have a good coach, yeah, but sometimes the wheel falls off. I'm going to go with Atletico to win this one though. Atletico to win, the both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2-0 in favor of Atletico Madrid. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Atletico de Madrid to win this one by a goal. Otherwise, I would have taken a draw here. Alright, so recapping predictions for Mallorca versus Atletico de Madrid. I'm expecting Atletico de Madrid to win, both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I would say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Atletico de Madrid. And on the handicap system, I'm going to take Atletico de Madrid to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for Mallorca versus Atletico de Madrid. And now we move on to our next set of games in Thursday. And we'll start with Rayo Vallecano versus Celta de Vigo. And for this game, Rayo Vallecano being at home, and based on how Celta de Vigo have been playing, I'm going to take Rayo Vallecano being a home team to win here. Rayo Vallecano to win and both teams not to score. So in terms of a combination bet, I would say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me in this game, I'm going to take Rayo Vallecano to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I would go ahead and I'm going to take Rayo Vallecano to win this one by a goal. Alright, Rayo Vallecano to win by a goal, getting $4.50 for that. Alright, otherwise this game might end in a draw, I believe. Alright, so recapping predictions for Rayo Vallecano versus Celta de Vigo, I'm expecting Rayo Vallecano to win, both teams not to score. In terms of combination bet, I go with either to win on both, not to score. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Rayo Vallecano. And in terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Rayo Vallecano to win this one by a goal as well. Alright, so moving on from Rayo Vallecano and Celta Vigo to Valencia and Real Betis. Now this one is an interesting matchup, and I think this one isn't about this game, to be honest with you. Valencia versus Real Betis. For this game, I'm going to have both teams to score here. And in terms of combination, I go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to go with Valencia to win this one 2-1. And in terms of the handicap system, I would go with Valencia to win by a goal, but we're going to take a draw here based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so recapping predictions for Valencia versus Real Betis. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Valencia, and on the handicap system, I'm going to take a draw based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, and then folks. So let's move along to the next game, and our next game is Real Madrid versus Cadiz, and this is the final game of this game week. And so let's jump straight into it. Real Madrid versus Cadiz. I'm expecting Real Madrid to end here with a win, and both teams to score. I'm going to say no, both teams won't score. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to take Real Madrid to win this one 2-0. Otherwise 3-0, I believe. In terms of a handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Real Madrid to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Real Madrid versus Cadiz. Expecting Real Madrid to win, expecting both teams not to score. In terms of combination bet, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 2-0 in favor of Real Madrid, otherwise I think it might go to 3-0. In terms of handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Real Madrid to win this one by a goal as well, gentle folks. Alright, so those are my predictions for La Liga for this game week. I hope you took your notes. Yeah, thank you for watching. Ensure that you share this video with your friends on social media and all of that jazz. Whenever you subscribe to the channel, ensure that you click the notification bell as well. Thank you for your support, and happy betting, and best of luck, and all the winnings that you can get. Alright, thank you.